creation of a beer can chicken. I've tried beer can chicken in the past and haven't really been pleased. After a lot of research, I found out that what you think it's doing, it really isn't doing. With that can shoved so far up inside the cavity of that chicken, if there is any steam coming off that beer, it's only getting to the top half of that chicken, and it's really not steaming because the can, in contact with the chicken works as a heat sink and won't really allow that beer to get up to 212 where it needs to be to actually be steaming. When I've done it in the past, I check the amount of fluid in the can when I start and the amount when I finish, and it really doesn't change. So I think there's got to be a better way. The whole thrust of doing a beer can chicken is to get the steam up into the inside of that cavity and extra flavor going into that chicken. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. We've got a nice antibiotic-free chicken. We're going to season this up with some BT Leighs Something to Cluck About. We've got some spray. We're going to spray a mix of water and apple cider vinegar, aluminum foil. We've got the stand and a pan. So we're going to get started here. I'll walk you through the process and you'll see if it works just the same as I will. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this chicken over here to this rack and we're going to cover it with boiling hot water. This is going to break up all the fat cells, rupture all the fat that is stuck in this skin. This should give us a much more crispy skin. By doing this, it's going to have less fat, so we're going to start off with a drier skin. We want to cover this everywhere with this scalding hot water. Rupture all those fat cells. Oh, you can see that shrinking up as you're doing it. Works very well. If you've never done this, it really does make a difference, guys, in how crispy that skin is going to come out. Once we're finished here, we're going to go ahead and dry this off real well and get started. So now that our chicken has been run under the scalding hot water to break up all those fat cells, we're going to get started prepping this. By the way, guys, shout out to Chris Perry, Family Barbecue. He is the reigning champion of breakfast wars right now. We got him riding shotgun. Hopefully he's going to bring me some inspiration. So now what we're going to do is we're going to coat this chicken with melted butter to use that as a binder. Also should give us a little bit more crispy skin when we're all said and done. That'll work. We'll just rub that all over, make sure we've got something for that BT Leighs Something to Cluck About to stick to really well. Now we're going to season this up with BT Leighs Something to Cluck About. Stuff is amazing, guys. So we're going to give this a good, generous coating. Oh, this smells so good off this rub. I've had it on the potatoes too. Amazing flavor on a baked potato. If you haven't tried it, put it on your list of rubs to get. Amazing stuff. All right, so with this done, we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so we've got our chicken completely seasoned. We coated that with butter, BT Leighs Something to Cluck About. So this is the part that I'm winging. I've never done this before, but I've got an idea. We're going to cut a piece of foil about the same length as this cutting board. We're going to set this stand. This is where you would put the can if you were going to do a standard beer can. So what we're going to do is we're going to center that on the foil, and then you'll see there's a hole in this. We're going to center that on the foil, and we're going to make an X in that hole. Just break that open a little bit. All right, next step. So now with that cut open in that hole area, we centered it on the hole on the stand. We're going to poke through and fold this foil over so it adheres a little bit to that hole. From there, we're ready to move on to the next step. So for the next step in this process, we've added exactly 1.5 cups of water to this pan. I want to know exactly how much is there because I want to check it when we're done and see if this actually did steam up into this chicken. So now we're going to use a little bit more of the BT Leighs Something to Cluck about. Can't have too much of that. We're going to season this water up so that as it steams, we're going to get a very nice blend of steam and seasoning. I think maybe even a little bit more of that. And we should be good to go for the next step. So now that we've got our chicken all seasoned, we got the foil on this stand. Looks like that'll hold it pretty well, keep it from leaking out. So this is the part, guys, I'm just not sure how it's going to work, but we're going to give it a try. And get this chicken situated up on this stand, sitting all nice and pretty. And at this point, now that I'm done handling this chicken, I think we're going to go ahead and hit this on some of the bare areas with a little bit more BT Leighs. All right, I think we're good to go. So we are ready to move on to the final step. This is the part I've been thinking about. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we are going to give it a try. Make sure that's nice and centered. We're going to fold these up around this chicken a little bit. And then we're going to try to take this stand. I just popped a hole in that foil. I didn't want to do that. We're going to take this stand and set it into this pan. So we had to cut away. The foil ripped when trying to put it in the pan, and that's going to defeat the whole purpose. So what I did is I went back, triple layered the foil. We're going to give this another try. So we're going to set our water and our seasonings there, fold the foil up around the chicken so we can get it into the pan. We'll keep our fingers crossed that this works a little better this time. So our goal is to get this pan, this rack, to sit in here level above the water. Oh, that's, well, almost. We'll get that to balance there if we can. That's it. Now, the goal is to fold this foil down around this pan so that it can't escape any steam from anywhere except under that chicken and into that cavity. So we'll finish this up and it looks like it'll be ready to get on the grill. So after we got the foil to wrap around this pan, it's sealed up nicely now. The only place that we should get steam is out of the center hole that we covered with the foil. Small tweak I'll know for next time. Really needed something the water height to sit under that rack to keep the rack from pushing further down. We also noticed that the chicken was a little unstable. So as it starts cooking, I'm afraid it's going to tip. So what we did is we used 2 metal skewers to hold it up. We also used 1 small skewer to seal this hole up where the neck is. So when we do get our steam, it'll be more trapped in there and not just come directly out the top of this chicken. Smoker set to 250. We're going to get it on and get it done. We've got our chicken on the grill. We're set to 250. You'll see that chicken is sitting up nicely with those skewers. Also, we've got our Meter Plus wireless thermometer inserted here. Great piece of equipment. I can monitor that from my phone as the cook goes on. Other than spritzing, we won't have to open this very often. The Meter Plus wireless thermometer just notified me that we are at 165. Time to come off. Oh, bird looks good, smells good. Got some garlic bread working, baked potato. We're gonna get this off, guys, and get a look, see how we did. So we've got our chicken off of the smoker. We're gonna remove our Meter Plus probe. Thing is amazing. That app called everything right down the line, was perfect. We'll take these skewers out that we used to hold this together so it wouldn't tip over. Take the bird off the stand. Oh, that's beautiful. That is really nice. Nice crisp skin. So now we're going to get a look and see how we did with this juice. Now keep in mind that I spritzed this 4 times during the cook. That would have run in, and the juice coming out of the chicken would have gone in here. So once we take this off and pull this up, you can see the juice on the top is from the chicken. So that's going to run into this pan. There we go. So now we're going to find out how much of this water and spice actually steamed into this chicken. We started with 1.5 cups exactly. So let's see what we ended up with. Well, with the juice coming off the chicken and the spritz, we've got a little bit over a cup left. So that means we used almost 1/2 cup went into steam. We are getting a lot of juice running out of this chicken. It is, I think it worked perfectly. But we're going to find out how it tastes. We'll get it on the table and let you get a look at it. Everything is plated. I snuck a taste of this chicken, guys. It is so tender, so juicy. It's incredible. Baked potato, a little butter and sour cream, some creamed corn, garlic bread. All in all, I think a few tweaks on this next time. It'll be a little bit better, but wow, I'm impressed with this. Thanks for following along, guys.